Hello everyone, hope you are well. I wanted to continue on my legend series, and today I wanted to give Michael Holding of West Indies, who was known as Whispering Death. My last legend is also Andy Roberts, and they together opened the bowling a lot for West Indies. Actually, exactly 33 times they opened the bowling together, and they took like 216 wickets as well, and formed one of the most feared opening bowling partnership. Michael Holding's full name was Michael Anthony Holding, and he was born in Kingston, Jamaica. He was born on 16th February 1954, and he was obviously widely regarded. He's still widely regarded as one of the most uh, one of the finest pace bowlers in the history of cricket. He was known for his smooth bowling action and the way he used to approach the bowling crease, so light-footed, and that is why he got that name, Whispering Death. First class cricket, he played a lot. I mean, he played for Jamaica. He also played for Lancashire in England. He also played for Derbyshire in England. Then he also played for Tasmania in Australia, and he also played for Canterbury. In all, he played 60 test matches, and he took 249 test wickets, and he had 13 5 wicket hauls, and he had two 10 wicket hauls. And he also played 102 one day internationals, and he took 142 wickets, and he also has one 5 wicket haul in one day internationals. And in first class cricket, he took 778 wickets, and he has 39 5 wicket hauls and five 10 wicket hauls as well. And Michael Holding was a very key member of the 1979 West Indian team that won the World Cup, and Michael Holding was the highest wicket taker for West Indies in the 1979 World Cup. And he also has another record. I mean, he has the best figures for a West Indian fast bowler is Michael Holding. He took 14 wickets for 149 runs against England, and that is still the best West Indian figures by a bowler. He still holds that record for West Indies. And he really, in that 70s and 80s, he really dominated in that West Indian bowling lineup that had Andy Roberts, Colin Croft, Malcolm Marshall, Sylvester Clarke. I mean, there was a lot of bowlers, Colin Croft, and then later on even Patrick Patterson. There was a lot of fast bowlers West Indies had who were very fast. And here they really dominated, and really they were feared so much in the 1970s and 80s. And batsmen really had a bad time against them. So Michael Holding was one of the great bowlers of that era, and one of the bowlers of that quartet as well. And Michael Holding in the 1970s, early 1970s, he was once recorded 97 miles per hour, which is 154 kilometer per hour. And at that point, he was actually recorded faster than even Jeff Thompson of Australia. So, I mean, he was definitely very, very, very fast. I mean, a lot of ex-players have said about that. Obviously, Jeff Thompson, I mean, a lot of, the speedometers can change from time to time, their speeds. But at that point, I'm not saying Michael Holding was always faster than Jeff Thompson, but at that point, he was faster than Jeff Thompson. And Michael Holding, I mean, Whispering Death, I mean, he used to have the most rhythmic, smooth, poetic kind of bowling action. His bowling action was like poetry in motion, really smooth, gliding through the. It was like almost like a bird gliding. I mean, you could see Michael Holding bowling. But trust me, I mean, at the other end, the batsman didn't really find it very poetic or rhythmic or gliding. I mean, it was really difficult as a batsman, because with that poetic, rhythmic gliding action, he used to generate extreme pace and amazing bounce as well. He was 6 foot 4 inches as well. So he used to really get extra bounce of the pitch, extra zip of the pitch. And he was a really difficult bowler to handle, because he had really big pace as well. I mean, when you see him gliding through the bowling action, you're probably never going to think that this ball would have so much venom and ferocious will be ferocious after the ball pitches, but that is what Michael Holding was. His action was very smooth, etc. But the ball, once it left his hand, it was extremely fast through the air, and he also used to get that extra bounce and nip of the pitch. So it was a very difficult customer to handle. And in 1981, at Bridgetown, Barbados, versus England, he bowled an over to Geoffrey Boycott, which is widely considered and often described as the greatest over in Test history. He bowled an over to Geoffrey Boycott, the opening batsman, and the first five balls that Michael Holding bowled to Geoffrey Boycott, every ball was like faster than the previous ball, and all the five balls Geoffrey Boycott had to really react rapidly and awkwardly to say to avoid getting hit by those balls, because it was really fast and well directed, and it was very awkward for Geoffrey Boycott, and he managed to evade them the first five balls, which was like every ball faster than the previous one. But on the sixth ball, it was extremely fast, and it was too fast for Geoffrey Boycott, and it clean bowled him, and the crowd was like totally crazy after that. It is considered as it is considered as the greatest over in Test history in a lot of circles. And after the incident, Geoffrey Boycott was asked about the experience, and Geoffrey Boycott said that he wouldn't wish that on his worst enemy to experience that over from Michael Holding. So that's how it was. I've heard Geoffrey Boycott, Ian Chappell, Gavaskar, Sunil Gavaskar, a lot of ex-players, Ian Botham, a lot of them talking about Michael Holding and how fast he was. He was really fast and menacing. And especially with that action as well, when you see him coming through smooth action, you probably don't expect such it is kind of a difficulty, because some fast bowlers, when they come really fast and aggressive run up, you can see you almost like expect the ball to be fast and bouncy. But sometimes when someone has a very smooth rhythmic run up, you don't really expect the ball to talk that much. But that was a difficult strange combination that Michael Holding has had. And he also has a little record in batting. I mean, in 1984, Vivian Richards and Michael Holding put a 10th wicket one-day record for 106 unbeaten 106 runs they put together in 1984, and that is a record. And Michael Holding, Michael Holding, there was an incident in 1979-80 in New Zealand, one of the not that famous incident, infamous I should say, where Michael Holding lost his cool, and after a caught behind decision was turned down, he was angry at the umpire, and Michael Holding kicked the stumps in frustration. That was one of the weird things that happened in cricket in the late 70s, 80s, and a lot of things did change after that, match referees, and a lot of things came into the game after that, and more things were taken more seriously. Obviously, Michael Holding is an absolute gentleman, but I mean, in that game, he just lost his cool and he kicked the stumps in frustration. And Michael Holding, like I said, I mean, he was part of that West Indian bowling that terrorized everyone, and he opened the bowling with Andy Roberts. They took 216-17 wickets between them in just 33 test matches together. And Michael Holding probably could have played a lot more as well, but 249 wickets, he really is someone who was regarded as one of the greatest fast bowlers of his time, and one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time. And he was a commentator. I mean, he was obviously one of the leading commentators in the world after his playing days. He was very popular in the 90s and later on. He did a lot of commentary in England as well, and he had a special accent, the way I think you should say sheen on the ball, like we say shine on the ball, and a lot of things that Michael Holding had a special accent and a special way of pronouncing things. A lot of people used to enjoy his commentary, and he was a very deadly honest commentator as well. And he was very critical about the T20s as well, something that should be said. When T20s came, he said he doesn't think it's something that is good for the game if it is not managed properly. He said that will probably make a Test cricket die. And he was also very critical about some of the West Indian players who opted to play in the IPL and T20 leagues instead of Test cricket. And he was saying that too much money is getting into the game, and money is the first thing to a lot of players, and not the quality of the cricket or the commitment to Test cricket. So he was very vocal about those things, and he was also very vocal about some anti racism things, which he was quite honest about, especially during the times when the kneel before the matches, Black Lives Matter. So Michael Holding was someone who was quite open about his views about that, and he was a very respected commentator as well. But he retired from commentary now. So, but anyway, that is my video on Michael Holding, who was one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time and one of the most feared among that West Indian great pace bowling unit of the 1970s and 80s, and known as Whispering Death. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed it. Please take care. God bless you.